this is Betsy Walker. I'm here to show you today how to make chocolate. This is what I like to do in my spare time is play with dark chocolate because it's so healthy and I love it. It's one of my very weakest points. And I know that everybody in my family loves it as well. So we're going to do this in a more of a Christmas flavor. All right. So today I'm going to use peppermint. In the past, I've used other things, and I use pure therapeutic grade essential oils from Young Living because I know that they're pure and they're safe to use. So I'm going to show you just a quick recipe and how to do this, put it together really quick. And it's great for Christmas presents. So first of all, we have to have a double boiler where I have water heating below, and then I have my ingredients on top. I already have them heating, but I'm going to tell you what I use. Okay, so I use a cup. No, it's actually 3/4 cup of it's this cacao butter. Okay, and it's all chunky, so you have to kind of estimate. So it looks like there's almost a cup in there, but it's really, because it's all chunks, it's more like 3/4 of a cup. All right, so we're going to use a 1/4 cup of this coconut butter. It's also called coconut Manna, and you don't have to buy these exact brands, but that's what I get from Natural Grocers. And then we're going to use actual cocoa powder, which I don't know if you can see in here, but this is cocoa powder, and it's 3/4 cups cocoa powder. And then I also add some sweeteners. So you can use maple syrup, you can use honey. I like to kind of mix honey with, I use stevia and monk fruit, kind of play with both of those so that there's not quite so many calories in it, and it's better in terms of the glycemic index. So I already have the cocoa butter and the Manna, coconut Manna, all heating in here, and it's almost all blended. So I'm just going to give it a little stir. Can you see me? I have my camera man behind there. All right. So we're stirring it until it's all mixed and there's no chunks left. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the cocoa powder and I'm going to stir that in. And I'm going to mix that until it's all combined. Okay, so this is where the fun begins, because I really rarely write down what I make, what I put in my recipes in terms of when I'm tweaking it. Okay, so today, like I said, I'm going to do it more of as a Christmassy thing. So we're going to use peppermint, and I actually have not used peppermint before. I usually use other oils, but so it's going to take a little bit of tasting, which is a fun part. So after that is all mixed in, we're going to first add a little bit of honey. I like honey. I like to do raw honey. And I typically only add about a tablespoon of raw honey, but you can add more. And you can add as much as a 1/4 cup of raw honey or maple syrup if you like it really sweet. Today, because I'm actually making these for Christmas presents and most people don't like their chocolate as bitter as I do, I am going to actually add 2 tablespoons of raw honey. To the mix. And we'll start with that, mix it all in. All right, and then I'm going to take some peppermint. So in Young Living, we have vitality oils. So you'll want to use the vitality oil. Looks like this. It's got a white label, and it's this says actually spearmint, but you want to use that because they are branded and for use of dietary, so we can put it in food. I'm actually going to use the regular Young Living peppermint because that's all I have. And I'm going to just put a couple drops in so that I can test it first before I add more, because peppermint is really strong and you can get too much of it in there very easily. So after I've done that, what I do is I have a little tasting, this is my tasting implement. This is the way I do it to taste. I put it on there and then I taste. And it's pretty good. I think it could probably use one more drop. So I'm going to add one more drop of peppermint. You'd want to make sure that you've got the flavor, but not too much of it. I'll just do another taste test here. All right, so I'm going to stick with that for now, and then I'm going to add some more sweeteners. So like I said, I like to use some stevia. So I'm going to put 10 drops approximately of stevia in there. Now you can also add like nuts. A lot of times I'll chop up almonds or walnuts, and I'll put them in as well. But today I'm just doing plain chocolate. I want to try and see how it tastes. And that's actually really good. It's not too sweet and not too bitter. But I feel like I need one more drop of peppermint. So far we have about 4 drops of peppermint in there. And that is really good. Awesome. So I've got a good combination. So now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer this to molds. All right. So I ordered some molds on Amazon. These are more Christmassy molds. And they're flexible. They're I don't remember what you call them. Silicone. Yeah, they're silicone molds. And so what I do is I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm just going to spoon some of this into the mold. And then after we do this, you're going to want to put these molds in the refrigerator for a little while and let it harden so that you have some good pieces of chocolate that don't break up. So it's a little bit hard holding it like this. I typically put it on something so that I can move it around better. But what you can do is you can put it on like a cookie sheet and then transfer the cookie sheet to the refrigerator, which is what I do so that I don't spill it. So there you have it. That's how you make chocolate. It's pretty easy, right? So I hope this was fun for you. I hope you'll experiment and try your Young Living oils out with this dark chocolate recipe.